A desperate day for Manly, but first up the Newcastle side. It's Godden at fullback. Then on the wings, O'Davis and Brunker. The centres, Kemp and Schuster. The halves are Hagan and Rodwell. And the scrummers, Glanville at lock. The second row, Marquette and Mullane. The front row, Sargent and Harrigan. And hooking for the Newcastle side, Robbie McCormack. Well, the Eagles of Manly, a similar story to the one we told you on Friday night relating to Penrith. They can really not afford to lose a game. And they're out there now to do battle on probably the stadium not of their choice. Ridge at fullback. And then on the wings, you've got Hancock and Iro, Williams, O'Connor centres, Lyons and Tooby the halves, Hasler at lock, Roberts and Jones second row, and then Mestrov and Hosking in the front row with Bella out, and David O'Donnell is the hooker. Graham Annesley is the man in charge of this game. Newcastle needing to win 2 matches to cement a position in the semi-finals. Keep in mind, outside of Manly, we've got matches against the Gold Coast, Brisbane and Canberra to come. The Eagles running with the breeze in the first half. Matthew Ridge, he kicks off and gets this game underway. And Newcastle are going to get a huge push from this crowd, as Godden is the first man to touch the ball for the Knights. Wrapped up and put down by Hasler. McCormack goes for one of those customary runs from dummy half and brought down 20 metres out from his own line. Joining me in commentary today, Paul Vorton.
And Manly with this stiff breeze in their back, they should look to use this in the first half and try and keep Newcastle at bay. Good kicking games from O'Connor and Lyons and Ridge.
Out Sargent, met by 3-4 of the Manly side. Forced back to the 32-metre line. Back for Rodwell now to clear, keeping it low into the teeth of the breeze. Ridge back on his own quarterway line, in fact worse than that. And the Newcastle defence, they come down the ground. Brunker makes the tackle with some assistance from Schuster. Hancock goes away. Schuster brings him down. Harrigan came over the top. Now it's David Hosking. Jolting tackle by Paul Marquette. Harrigan and Sargent came in to help. Now it's Cliff Lyons. The breeze pushing this ball right down the ground. It'll find the line. Good kick by Cliff Lyons, finding it 20 metres away from the Newcastle line.
And that'll be Manly's pattern of play the first half. They're not going to try and batter their way through this huge Newcastle pack. Their kicking game will be most instrumental if they are to win this game.
Rodwell works the scrum, and Hagan it is. Takes it out towards the quarterway line where Lyons and Ridge are there waiting for him. Brunker from dummy half giving it to Kemp. Kemp is pulled down and tackled there by John Jones, wearing the number 11. Way now for Glanville, the lock forward, runs into Williams. Manly's defence in the opening minutes. Very strong, plenty of personnel. Good pass away there from Mullane, picking up the winger on the left there, Robbie O'Davis. Now Harrigan puts on some steam, crosses the halfway mark. Discussions here at Newcastle today centred very much on Harrigan, whether or not with that troublesome knee that he would get the game in its entirety. Ridge comes back, 10 metres out from his own line, flung to the ground by Glanville. Tony Iro's turn. He goes up, meets the reception committee. Sargent and Marquette doing the tackling. Cut out pass, second man play. Mestrov. Harrigan getting very busy there in defence. Lyons steps around McCormack. He's run into trouble, but he was going to kick on the fourth play anyway. So this time they've got to kick, and Matthew Ridge is the man to do the job. Spiralling down the ground. Brad Godden coming back towards the halfway mark. Rugby to dummy half. Monstered by John Jones. Rodwell thinks that he sees an opening, closed by David O'Donnell. This is Mullane, formerly a hooker with the Newcastle club, now holding down one of the second row berths. Glenville! Glenville! He'll score! Oh, how simple! Glenville puts it down, and the crowd, they respond. The Knights leading by 4-0.
Oh, easy as you like for Mark Glanville, the Newcastle side. Their forwards have been running very, very hard, trying to get on top of the Manly side. Here was just a reverse play, and Glanville, simple as you like, beat Lyons, got away for a mess drop, and no one in front of him. Couldn't believe his luck, and away he goes under the posts. Very ordinary defence from the Eagles. Only early in the match, Cliffy Lyons went too high, mess drop high again. You've got to get him around the legs. They didn't do that. And Glanville, he's a great player, Mark Glanville. Newcastle 4, kick to come.
4 tries for Mark Glanville. And really, over the last 2 or 3 years, on a consistency level, he has been Newcastle's best. Schuster from right in front. 12 metres out. Up go the flags, up goes the crowd, and the scoreboard to 6 points to 0 in favour of the Knights. Matthew Ridge restarting for the Manly club. Brunker comes away from his own line. Tuvey, first man down there.
Graham Lowe will be seething at that try. It's not as if Manly was out-positioned or outplayed. Simple, poor defence there. And they need to get their defence right on track against this side. The Knights are running like men possessed.
Lane. Now Harrigan. Listen to the crowd. Harrigan.
Well, he looks fit to me.
He's only got to run on the spot and they start cheering. They love him. McCormack plays the ball. Rodwell to clear. It's probably been the major difference in this Newcastle performance this year compared with last. The main reason, I believe, is that he's taken a lot of pressure off Michael Hagan.
And his kicking game into the breeze, such as that one, will be a big plus for the Knights.
Michael O'Connor plays the ball. Jones is with it, but they couldn't get across the Adelaide. O'Donnell looks for Hosking. Both sides hitting with great vigour in defence. Tuvey. Lyons cuts out Roberts. Floats it for Williams. Williams for Tony Aro. Williams half beckoned him to come in field. He's put a foot into touch now.
Gee, that was well read by the Newcastle defence. They had the overlap Manly. Williams ran into space, but the winger there, beautiful tackle by Robbie O'Davis, put his opposite into touch. That's great footy.
Oh, mistake from the scrum by Hagan. Oh, they tried to do something fancy there at the scrum base, Newcastle. They used Tony Kemp as a decoy runner. I don't know that that's the place on the field to try things as fancy as that. Now they win the scrum against the field. O'Davis goes down the line. Back inside now for Godden. Godden pulled down, 40 out.
Yeah, Cliffy Lyons covering from the 5'8" spot. Great tackle, Cliffy. Newcastle are well set out to the right.
Hagan for McCormack. McCormack back inside for Rodwell. Godden Put down by Tuvey. Good tackle. It had to be made, though. Penalty goes to the Knights. Interfering with the man trying to play the ball, the ruling.
Was a good tackle by Jeff Tuvey, but in the after it, he just held down the Newcastle player in Godden. Godden trying to get up, and Tuvey just held him down too long. Penalty now to the Knights, and they'll be able to attack from within the Manly quarter. Danger time for Manly.
Branca takes the line finder and finds it right on the 22. Minor grades, President's Cup to Newcastle. So too the reserve grade. They're looking to make it 3 out of 3. They're leading by 6 points to 0. Godden goes up towards the centre. Pulled down 10 metres from the line. Plays it back for Rodwell. The sweep to McCormack, who gives it to Marquette, and he takes a cruncher from Jones. McCormack now turns it back for Rodwell to wrap it again to the right. Now Hagan. Hagan looking to offload, but Tuvey stamps him out of the game again. Glanville away for Rodwell. Now to McCormack. McCormack steps off the left foot. Hasler, and Jones comes over the top. Hurtful tackle. 5 gone for the Knights. Rodwell holds it back, looks for the long ball, finds Sargent. He floats out a ball. O'Davis puts it in the air. Play on, says the referee. Up they go. Rodwell nearly came down with it, but it's Manly's ball and play on.
And the Knights just lost their way there with the big cutout pass to the left, but good play by O'Davis. Put the bomb up, but Manly equal to the task. And now they're under pressure, the Eagles. What can they come up with in their own 22? They need some big runs from this man, Ian Roberts. Oh, that's a good tackle.
Marquette's been tackling strong since this game started. Now Mestrom. Penalty against the Newcastle side. Inside the 5. Ridge to take the line finder. 32 out from his own line. 28-10 reserve grade. 26-6 President's Cup. Both to Newcastle as David Hosking is absolutely thumped into the ground by Glanville. Now from O'Donnell. It's gone to Mestrom. Mestrom, he gets it down to the 32-metre line. O'Donnell dummies to Roberts going open side. Tuvey comes the blind. He loses the ball. Newcastle can't accept it. And it's knock on both ways. Scrum to go down. Newcastle's feed. Now McCormack coming off and heading for the blood bin. Glenn Miller goes on. David Mullane will go to hooker, and Glenn Miller will go to second row. Branca. Newcastle knocked backwards, said the referee Annesley. Schuster plays the ball just outside his own 32-metre line. 6-0 in favour of the Knights. Tony Kent. Newcastle. 6 points to 0. An easy try for Glanville. Very early on. Marquette. Playing a dummy half. He knows the craft of hooking and, of course, dummy half play more importantly. Sargent plays it on 5. Back for Rodwell to kick. Keeping it nice and low. Torpedo punt, but very low trajectory. Ridge will bring it back. Out from the 10, runs into Schuster. And together with Hagan and Branca, they wrap him up. Play by Matthew Ridge. Tuvey gives it away for Hancock. Hancock runs into the shoulder of the lane and tries to step out of the tackle. Schuster tries to bring him down. He does that now. This is Mestrom. Marquette low. Over the top goes Sargent. As tight as you wanted out there, the Newcastle defence. Lyons with a long ball. O'Connell tries to step inside. He gets through. He finds space. But he's wrapped up. Good defence by the fullback, Godden.
And he had Hasler on the inside unmarked, but just didn't see him.
Penalty goes to Manly. Eagles get the penalty.
Beautiful step by Mick O'Connor. He's still got it. He's retiring at the end of the year with that left foot step. Look at Hasler on the inside unmarked. There was cover, but Desi would have had too much pace for Marquette. And now Manly able to put together Well, no, they're having a shot for goal. Matthew Ridge, a big breeze at his back. This is 42 metres out, 10 metres in from touch. It'll be a beauty if he gets it.
"43 goals for the year for Matthew Ridge. 42 metres out and 10 metres in from touch. Gale at his back. There it goes. Looks good. It's a goal for Matthew Ridge. But why do we sound surprised? Beautiful kicker of the ball. Newcastle 6, Manly 2 now.
Yeah, hit it nicely and just use that wind to curl it round. He's a genius, Matthew Ridge, an absolute kicking freak.
Yes, an adequate warning has been issued to Newcastle not to give penalties in our own territory. Because Ridge will bang them over from anywhere. Iro plays it on his 22. Mestrop tries to break them. There's just nothing offering there at the moment. Sargent's working tirelessly for Newcastle. Roberts comes across the back of the ruck. Harrigan picks him up. Marquette got hurt in the tackle. O'Donnell finds Lyon. Straight down the centre, turning Godden around. Godden will be back in his own in goal. He may even get a favourable bounce. He does. 22 place kick to restart. There's Marquette getting up after getting hurt.
And Sam Stewart on the sideline. Looks like he'll be coming on for Marquette. He's warming up.
Sam Stewart going on, and the blood bin has been ordered for Paul Marquette.
Number 11, Paul Mark, was being taken to the blood bin.
Newcastle have now got McCormack and Marquette both in the blood bin.
And the report on McCormack isn't good. He's got a very deep gash, and they're trying to stitch it, but may not be able to, and he may need hospital treatment.
Sargent. Superb effort by the big man against Penrith here a fortnight ago. Glanville tries to burrow his way through the Manly defence. 12 metres short of halfway. Glenn Miller, taken by O'Donnell. Stewart, first touch and he knocks on. Well, a bad blunder there by Stewart.
Yeah, it was obviously a cutout pass that Sammy wasn't supposed to get. Supposed to go to the outside man who was Sargent, and Stewart just got his big hands in the way.
Chance now for Manly. Tooven runs across the park. Dummies to Williams. Hagen's got him. By Jove, he was nearly through the little fella. To the blind they go. Terrible pass to Matthew Ridge. And look at them driving. Ridge will be saying thanks very much for the pass. Hosking. 30 metres out from the line. Third tackle gone for Manly on this set. Lyon sweeps it back for Williams. Across the back of the ruck, and Schuster went for the intercept. Knock on, scrum to go down.
Manly putting on a move a la Newcastle with a cutout pass and a man coming from the other side of the ruck. A long pass by Williams. If it finds O'Connor out wide, it was danger for Newcastle.
Again, Manly, a scrum feed in opposition territory. Toothing. Lions. Penalty against Newcastle. Inside the 5 at the scrum base. Differential penalty, no Matthew Ridge this time.
And the game is starting to change somewhat. Manly now with a bit more possession, looking a lot more dangerous. And they'll be trying to get into this opposition quarter and put some pressure on the Newcastle defensive line.
It's had to be taken by O'Donnell. Hosking takes play number 1. Just inside the 22 as the wide shot shows you. Now for Tuvey. Mestrov, no gain in ground. Met by Harrigan. He smiled as he took him to ground. Jones makes a bit of a dent on the Newcastle line. They're 12 metres out. They're where they want to be. They're in the centre of the ground. Lions run around with Williams, fouled around by Iro. Iro struggling down towards the 10-metre line. He'll play the ball. Back for Matthew Ridge, a dummy half. Out for Cliff Lyons. David O'Donnell's going through a gap. The pass looked forward, but David O'Donnell has been given a try. Well, listen to the crowd. David O'Donnell could not care less. Manly level up at 6 points all.
And as the Cliffy Lyons pass we're looking at, he holds it up. Well, that had to be forward, no doubt about it. Annesley right on the spot said fair try. Oh, he's passed it forward. O'Donnell didn't even know he was going to get it, but he went through the gap because the defence had held off. Unbelievable decision by Annesley.
Watch it again. Oh, gee, it had to be forward. Well, a controversial moment. Here's the attempted conversion coming up from Matthew Ridge. He makes no mistakes, and the Manly Sea Eagles lead Newcastle by 8 points to 6. Brunker restarts. Ridge asking Iro to go back and meet them. Rodwell first player down there. That's a good chase by the Newcastle side. O'Donnell for Hosking. Stewart wraps him up with Harrigan. Now it's Jones. Gets through the tackle of Miller. Drags another one down to the 32-metre line. O'Donnell away for Tuvey. Now it's Des Hasler with the ball. Ran into a corker tackle there from Glanville. Away from Tuvey for Lyons. Lyons getting the ball, bouncing end on end. It's going to find the touchline. Oh, great kick by Cliffy Lyons, finding the touchline 10 away from the Newcastle goal line.
Get the forwards up, David.
Well, Marquette and McCormick both in the blood bin. Manly come from 6-0 down to lead by 8 points to 6.
And they're gaining confidence with their game. The defence now is coming up a lot quicker. As Darryl Williams on his New Zealand teammate. The ball's lost here. This will be a try.
Oh, Tony Iro couldn't take it.
Well,
Davis to play it.
He just had to take it cleanly. It was try time for the Eagles, and they were away.
Manly, really, with an opportunity there, a golden opportunity that's gone begging. Played by Malay. Sargent. Manly's defence. It's very solid around the rucks. They're meeting fire with fire. Glanville. Midway 22 halfway, Newcastle's into the ground. The ball's gone to Glenn Miller. Miller gets it out the back. Stewart throws a wild pass. Godden goes across, scoops it off the ground for Rodwell. Rodwell puts the kick in. Ridge now back on his own 32-metre line. Good work, Matthew Rodwell.
He's having a good game. He's tackling forwards and backs as they come to him, and he's their best player at the moment. O'Connor running backwards to go forwards. ground made there.
O'Donnell sweeping it away to Roberts. Roberts will play the ball. 9 metres on his own side of the halfway. Mestrov. Another strong exhibition of tackling by Malone. Miller over the top. Now for Tutu. Lyons. And away for Iro to put it down.
Well, the crowd's calling for offside. The replay will be interesting. Well, Hasler's in front of Iro there. He's offside, Ray. Was he or not?
I thought he was.
Annesley's having a shocker.
They actually were groaning about a pass earlier from Tuvey to Lyons. So they got a double whammy out of that play. Hagen. Rodwell on the run round. Folding is Godden. Godden's into a hole. Out it goes. But they can't take it. Knock on against Godden. Or O'Davis it is.
And the Newcastle players in the crowd claiming it came off O'Davis's knee. But Godden got into some space. He threw the speculator out wide, just over the top. The defence was cut to shreds. Kemp didn't take it, came off his hand. That's a good decision.
Tuvey. Lyons. Wrestled to the ground by Michael Hagen. 8 points to 6 in favour of Manly. Tuvey wrapped up by Hagen. Now it's Hosking. And the Eagles have got a very difficult run down to the semi-finals. Newcastle today, Brisbane next Friday. And it doesn't get much easier after that either. They play Illawarra in the second last round. They come home with Cronulla. But they've got 3 dead-set semi-finalists in a row. As Lyons turns O'Davis around. Hasler and Lyons first down the ground to put him down on his own 22 line. Brunker. Crowd probably up in the area of the high 20,000s. Ground record here was a guesstimate at 33,000 in 1990 against Balmain. Stewart. Now, penalty goes to Manly.
Well, Sam Stewart, he should give himself one here because he's played this ball disgracefully. He was facing the scoreboard when he plays this and didn't touch it with his foot. A shocker.
Can't do that in this game.
Just wondering if Rich feels he's got the energy to go for goal here. Yeah, he's called for the sandboy. It's bad discipline there from Stewart, Ray.
Yeah. He was absolutely in fairyland. Sideline to sideline he was facing. That's how strong this breeze is. It's 43 metres out. 20 metres in from touch. Got one from this distance earlier. And again! And again for Matthew Ridge. Kevin Iro plays the ball. Not a bad bloke to bring off the bench, Kevin Iro. Jones, back slam by Sargent.
Manly will be happy going into this half-time break with a 10-6 lead if they can maintain it. The wind at their backs, they've used it judiciously with their kicking game. Newcastle, though, they'll be looking forward to the second half where they can get their kicking game going and try and get some better field position.
Lyons with the big kick, and again he's done it. Another huge expanse of ground off the boot of Cliffy Lyons. The scrum 5 or 6 metres away from the Newcastle line. Enormous kick. Keep in mind that Rodwell will have the opportunity in the second half. For the scrums to Newcastle. Well, Graham, don't start worrying about scrums now.
Well, he's saying you can't put it behind the lock's feet, put it behind the second rowers. That'll do. There you go.
Yeah, that's fair enough. Brunker. Half-time siren about to sound, and Brunker gets a solid tackle from the Manly players. And the siren sounds, so a most entertaining game in the first half. Manly leading the Knights 10 points to 6 as the players file from the ground. We'll be back with the second half after this. So the start of the second half. And Brunker sends it down deep for Ridge. And Kevin Iro comes charging back towards his own 22 line. Kevin Iro retained in the run-on side for the second half. Manly 4-3 the penalties and 8-4 the scrums to Newcastle, including one against the feed. Jones now out towards the 32-metre line. Manly leading by 10-6. Mestro. Breeze not slackening at all, as so often it can do here. In fact, it's probably picked up a bit as Ridge keeps it low and drives it down inside the Newcastle 22. Godden. Found it hard to contain him in the first half, Godden. Play almost to the halfway mark. Tuvey. Jones. Oh, what a tackle. Glenn. Now, Tuvey. Came off the Newcastle players, scooped away by Lyons. Grieve is tackled, and he'll play the ball on 5. Lyons, back for Ridge. Ridge gets a kick in, not that long, and Godden comes back. Godden running across the park. Oh, gee! Williams on O'Davis.
Super tackle. This is shades of Lewis and Williams in 1989 in the Test match.
Stewart now. Hagan. Sargent. Tuvey is down injured in the back play for Manly. Hagan again. Five gone for Newcastle. Tuvey was asked to come off, I think, by the trainer, but he has persisted. Williams wrapped up 9 metres out from his own line. And Manly are playing this, as I suppose you'd expect them to, like a grand final.
They know a loss today, and that's it for them for 1992. Tuvey's had a wonderful game. Tony Iro, the man, replace him. A very proud club, the Eagles, and they want to be in those semi-finals in 4 weeks' time.
Roberts. On their own quarter-way line. 10-6 Manly leading. O'Donnell. Out to the 32 on 5. Now, spun back for the kick by Ridge. Godden going across towards the centre of the ground. O'Davis may bring it back. He will. Robbie O'Davis. Held by Hancock. Herman. He's been on a short while. He's made a couple of very good runs, though.
And the lane comes back on for Sammy Stewart. Wouldn't surprise me if Newcastle run the ball in the 5th very shortly. There is space out here.
That's Rodwell. Rodwell! Cut down in a good tackle by John Grieve. Godden. Starting to run from dummy half, and they're making yards. They're getting over the ad line. Rodwell, he waits it down the ground for Branca. Ridge and Branca. This is going to be close.
And it went off Ridge. It's gone off Ridge. It'll be a dropout.
It's the first time in the last 4 attempts that it's worked for Newcastle.
Yeah, those tactics have paid off finally. Good chase by Branca, and that ball just caught Ridge on the knee.
The crowd now willing this Newcastle side on. It must be like coming to Lang Park for an opposition player, Paul.
It is a harrowing experience, especially when you've got the likes of Harrigan and Sargent to keep running into all day.
Godden carries the football back 27 metres out from the Manly line. Rodwell, Glanville. Now it's Harrigan. Either he or Sargent probably have left the imprint on this game that I thought they may have. This is Glanville. Johns away for Hagan. They put a blindside play together. Branca puts it down. Kevin Iroh's away. I don't know that they've got the pace to round him up.
Here comes Schuster.
Schuster comes across the ground. Kevin Iroh, he stands long enough, gets it to Hancock, and Manly have gone in. Manly leading by 14-6. Newcastle looking a chance of scoring, and then all of a sudden the Eagles put it down at the other end of the park.
Well, Branca's into space here. Beautiful pass. He puts it down. It could have been a Newcastle try. Iroh's away. Schuster's coming from the opposite wing. A great chase by Schuster. Iroh putting in the biggies. The step. He beats Schuster, and then the strength of the man holding that pass up, and Craig Hancock. He's a very good winger. He came from the opposite wing as well to score the try. Iroh, 40. Away he goes, striding out, legs are pumping. And Schuster comes over, the right foot step, the swerve, and the power of Iroh to hold that pass up. And Hancock, that's a great try to the Eagles, might get them home.
Matthew Ridge, 3 out of 3 today. 2 of them from very, very wide angles and far out in the first half. This one, 22 out and 10 in. Into the breeze. Coming around, hits the upright. No goal for Matthew Ridge. But Manly, they'd be pleased with the scoreboard. 14-6. Made the comment that it might get them home. Tell you what, if it does get them home, it's going to set up a big match next Friday night. John Schuster sending it down to Ridge, and he's using Tony Iroh, and he's coming fast. Newcastle pull him down on the Manly 22. Crowd figures 24,484. 24,500 here today. Jones. Mestrop's turn. Hazard. No need for anything flash. Nothing fancy in your own half now. Lyons keeping it low, sending it down for Godden. Godden met by Tony Iroh and John Green. Herman.
And that's been the most impressive part of Manly's game today. Their defence, Haswell and Roberts leading the way, both with 23 tackles, but there's been no room for Newcastle to go either up the middle of the ruck or out wide. They're just covering the whole ground, Manly. Although Sargent at That's a better run from him.
Yes, it is a fact that the only time the Manly defence was embarrassed was when Glanville scored the try in the early part of the match. Now from Brunker, it's out to O'Davis. O'Davis kicks for himself. Coming fast is Reg, and Reg cleans it up for Manly. Play by the Kiwi. O'Donnell. Now O'Connor. 157 tackles by Manly, and almost a similar amount by Newcastle. O'Donnell. Lions. Roberts. 14-6 in favour of Manly. Jones. 5 tackles gone for the Eagles. Arrow. Holding it down. And he's found the line. Godden elected to let it go. And it's eventually rolled over that sideline for the scrum on the 22 mark. 14-6 in favour of the Eagles. Godden. Newcastle's going to have to pull out something very special if they're going to win this game, Paul.
Well, Newcastle have got to score twice, but at the moment they're at 6s and 7s trying to get through this Manly defence. Another good tackle from Iro there. I think there is a bit of space out wide, but Newcastle seem reluctant to throw that pill around.
Hagan probing for the opening. Reaching the halfway mark. From Rodwell to Glanville, the run around and back to Rodwell, but Kevin Iro it is this time with Des Hasler. Manly's defence superb. Down the ground by the reserve grade halfback, Johns.
And that's just a dumb kick, nothing kick. Just decided to hoik it down there for no reason whatsoever. I think Newcastle have got to start maybe looking at their short kicking game, a few tips here and there or grubbers in behind the line to break up this Manly defence.
So Manly will take it out from their own 22. Just simple stuff. Mestron hit there by Sargent and Mullane. And now Jones. Roberts. Tony Iro. Over in the forwards now, Tony Iro. He's played strongly since they took him into there. Hasler. 5 tackles gone for Manly. Time for Cliffy Lyons. Rodwell tried to charge it down. Lyons stepped around him, put the kick in. And Robbie O'Davis comes back with it. Grieve. For a big man, he gets over the ground very quickly, John Grieve. It's an excellent effort by him to get down the ground so quickly. Godden. Jeff Kirby's coming back on for Manly. O'Davis reaches his own quarter. Herman runs towards Hagan, but he takes the tackle of Tuvey. Wrapped up over the top by Roberts. Rodwell. This kick going straight to Matthew Ridge. Brunker brings Ridge to a halt about 7 or 8 metres short of the halfway. Darryl Williams ran into the shoulder of Mullane. Mestrov now, right on the halfway mark. Tuvey giving it to Kevin Iro, but Iro losing his footing there, right on the halfway. No gain in ground for Manly. Grieve gets a pass that looked forward from O'Donnell. 5 gone. Lions. Godden moves in very quickly. He had to because Lyons was looking ominous. Lyons is injured in the play. Mullane pulled down now. With Lyons in the back play.
It was a nice little tip by Cliffy. Oh, he's copped an elbow there as he ran through off Godden. Accidental.
Brunker. State of origin for the boy this year. Rodwell and now Glanville.
Well, the Knights aren't going to score a try by playing that way. They're just not getting the right bodies in the right places out there.
Johns puts the little grubber in behind Hancock, but Ridge reads it and comes up to be tackled by Schuster on his own 22 line. Hancock. (14-6) in favour of Manly. O'Donnell picked up a try for Manly, controversial as it may have been in the first half, and he's injured now. Second man play for Jones. Kevin Ireland folding in to take a bit of work away from the forwards. Bumps away from one before being wrapped up by Brunker. Williams. Godden has been kept busy for the Knights. Herman now. Johns. Harrigan. Probably seen too little of Paul Harrigan today. He'll be doing it tough by the same token. Sargent getting it back. Was that knocked on? It was by Johns. So the scrum will go down just on the Newcastle side of halfway.
The desperation pass by Sargent, and Johns, in his haste to pick that ball up, the knock on, and Newcastle going nowhere. Manly keep alive in the race for the semis now. And the way they're playing, if they could be a danger to the might of Brisbane. A Brisbane Manly grand final, wouldn't that be a sight?
O'Connor. O'Connor wrapped up and put to ground by Brunker. Gaining ground. In fact, they lost a slice of ground there. Williams away for Kevin Iro. Strong man. And of course, it was that strength that promoted Manly's second try in this half for Craig Hancock. O'Donnell away for Tuvey. Jones. Miller launching himself at Jones. O'Donnell now sweeping it back the other way for Lyons. Lyons finding the line. Only about 18 metres away from the Newcastle line. Manly leading by 14-6. Trying to put something together inside their own 22. That's typical of the desperation in the Newcastle side at the moment. Hasler pulling the Newcastle player down on his own 22. It was Brad Godden. This is Johns. But try as they might, they're not going to bust this Manly side up the middle. Now they promote it wide, and O'Connor cuts Brunker down. Away now for Hagan. Hagan for Johns, but Lyons is all over him with Jones. We're just looking at the tackle counts. Des Hasler 28 for Manly, Roberts 26. They've been leading the way. And a very high tackle count for Harrigan for Newcastle. Roberts standing and offloading. O'Donnell, Hasler. Hasler trying to break across that halfway mark. Not long left to go on the game. Manly leading by 8. Led by 4 at the break. And now it's from Tuvey away for Lions. Out wide for Kevin Iro. He gets inside the 32-metre line. Breaks away from a tackle, but Glanville cuts him down. Try-saving tackle by Glanville. Played by Kevin Iro. Away now for Lions. Torpedo pass out for Hasler. Now on for O'Connor. This is Darryl Williams. He kicks ahead. That's cleaned up by Godden for Newcastle. Godden comes back now 15 metres from his own line.
Great play by the Eagles. What about the power of Kevin Iro down that left wing as Newcastle throw it wide? They sense a chance out here, but the man of the fence, it's all there. It's all over the place. He's had a good game, Kevin Iro, since he's been on the field.
Schuster. Line of grades repeating. Both going to Newcastle. 28-10 reserves, 26-6 President's Cup. Rodwell. Miller. Manly swarming all over Newcastle. Almost here, Graham Lowe. After this game saying, well, the highlight of the game was our defence. It has been superb. A couple of minor blemishes, but overall it has been too much for Newcastle today. Hancock plays it now. Ridge the only player on side to take it back. Now it's the turn of Kevin Iro. Big and strong. 25 metres out from his own line, Jones comes away. Wrapped up by Sargent. Manly predictably playing it very safe, very tight. They're not going to give Newcastle even a sniff of a chance. Mestrov, good work. Lions wide. Williams wrestled to the ground by Brunker. 5 tackles gone. Lions again. His kicking game has been impeccable. Godden brings this one back from 25 out from his own line. Lions the first player down there to bring him down. Hagan, run around with O'Davis, then a wide ball out for Herman. Hagan backs him up. Hagan away from Tuvey, tries to position Schuster, but there's 3 Manly players on Schuster out wide. Rodwell. Sargent galloping over the top of a Manly tackle. But now 3 or 4 of them converge to put him down. Rodwell. Glanville. Now back for Hagan. Well, they've got the numbers if they can promote the football. But Harrigan is put down 15 metres away from the Manly line. Hagan away for Rodwell. Rodwell turns it around the back from the lane. The pass from the lane looked a bit dubious. Herman goes inside the 10-metre line. 5 tackles gone for the Knights. Wide to the left they are. Rodwell lets Sargent go. It goes to Hagan. Now to Glanville. Glanville for Brunker. That's a try for mine. Scored by Adrian Brunker out wide. 14 points to 10. The timepiece is well and truly gone for Newcastle today.
Yeah, good try to the Knights. It's come far, far too late. The Eagles are home here. O'Connor came in. He had no choice. He had 3 on 1. He came in trying to cut the movement off, and Brunker did well to get through the Williams tackle. 14-10. They had space out here, Newcastle. Rodwell's had a great game for them. O'Connor racing out of the line. Glanville Druin pass, and Brunker over in the corner, 14-10. It takes your mind back to that David O'Donnell try, the controversial try up here in the box. We all saw it as a forward pass from Lyons to him. It was 6 points to Manly. They lead 14-10.
8 tries for the year for Adrian Brunker. John Schuster from the sideline. 24 metres out. Full-time siren has sounded. It's an immaculate kick by Schuster. And Manly has won the ball game by 14 points to 12 in front of 24,500 people at the Marathon Stadium. Manly, they keep their semi-final hopes alive. And next up, they play Brisbane on Friday night.